Two California teams, Highway 99 Derby Part 2. Welcome to Chuck Chansey Park, USL match night on Saturday evening. Fresno Football Club at home to take on Sacramento Republic. Alongside Matt Stubbington, Mike Watts with you. These teams met earlier in the month of June 13th. Ended up going Sacramento's way. One big, juicy rebound was enough to turn the tide.
It was a big rebound. Cochran in his first game for the club made a great save right there, but it was Espino that reacted first and put the ball into the back of the net. The Foxes defense just weren't up to the task. In the end, they had a lot of attack, did Fresno, but they weren't able to put it into the back of the net. They didn't test Cohen often enough, and that is something that the Foxes have been struggling with of late. They haven't tested the opposition keepers enough to be dangerous.
Cohen a 6-save shutout. Cochran falls in his debut. Let's talk about a player who always seems to put away big opportunities. Kamawasa, one of the best in the league.
He's a tremendous player. You can't let him run at you with a head of steam. He's calm once he gets past the defenders on the dribble and finds a way to put the ball in the back of the net. He's good with his left, he's good with his right, and just a dangerous player that the Fresno team will have to keep an eye on tonight. For Fresno, what can you say? Juan Pablo Caffa, he's a different kettle of fish. He really has a great left foot, finds a way to put the ball in the back of the net, has moved back into the midfield for Adam Smith's team, and in that role he's really dangerous, finds a way to get his team involved and distributes the ball with great tenacity and accuracy throughout the pitch, and is an important player for the Foxes and what they do on offense.
They'll need a lot from him tonight without their star, Jamal Johnson. It's the Old Glory Red on the road, third in the Western Conference, taking on a Fresno team that has both desperation and Derby on the mind. It's Fresno and Sacramento coming up next. Teams taking the field, Chuck Chansey Park, as they march out for the Highway 99 Derby in California. Just about 2 hours on the road will separate these sides. Fresno in desperate need of a win against a Sacramento side that's among the best in the league yet again. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, Sacramento. This is what we anticipate. Awasa out front. Bijev, as good a winger as you're going to find. Just one change. Horde in, Espino out.
That's the change, the goal scorer from the last time these two teams met. But you've got Iwasa up top. He wasn't in the lineup as a starter last time these two teams played at Chuck Chansey Park. So Espino out, Iwasa out, in, sorry, pick your poison. It's a pretty good change there for Simon Elliott's lineup tonight.
On the other side for Adam Smith, he's without Jamal Johnson, a guy who picked up a double yellow last time out. Kyle Rainish is out. They're resting him ahead of a bit of a break, so C.J. Cochran is back in.
Well, C.J. Cochran, great goalkeeper, been a really good pickup on loan this season for Fresno. Brings a little bit of competition into that goalkeeper spot as well, keeps Rainish honest, and so it's great that Rainish can get some rest as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how this team plays without Johnson in the lineup tonight. He's been such an integral part of what Fresno have done all season long.
Well, let's be honest, this is in no way surprising that the Tower Bridge Battalion would send their best. As Sacramento under Simon Elliott, with the late changeover from Paul Buckle in preseason, are right back where you expect them to be, Matt. This is par for the Sacramento course. They've won a championship in this league, and they've made the playoffs 4 years running. No reason to think they're not on pace right now.
Well, they are on pace, and when you have a good organization, it just keeps on keeping on, and Simon Elliott at the helm, that's exactly what they've been doing. They haven't missed a beat.
Remy Touchon, the referee. On the other side, Adam Smith trying to get this team together. Robert Earnshaw in the middle of it as well, the assistant coach, former Premier Leaguer. And this is a group that statistically you would think would be playing at a much higher clip. They're even on goal differential, and yet they're below the playoff line. It's been a couple of gut-wrenching results that have seen them on the wrong side of the line to this point.
It is, and it's goals conceded at important parts of the game and late on matches as well. And you see them statistically, they have a lot of shots, they cross a lot of balls, but the organization in the box isn't where it has needed to be successful as far as meeting those crosses is concerned. And the shots are not of the quality to challenge the opposition goalkeepers, and that's something that has to be improved. And I know that they have been working on it in practice this week.
Ramon Martin Del Campo just pulled in the entire Fresno roster on the field for a quick pregame pep talk. They've been looking for that leadership. Del Campo helped to turn the tide. It's a group that looks ahead to a game at Portland Timbers too. That used to be a gimme. It's not this year. And so Fresno looks down the barrel. What could be the decisive run of their season. It's Fresno at home, the Highway 99 Derby taking on Sacramento Republic. We're underway to close the Saturday night in USL.
And you saw Del Campo pulling the team together. He had a message for fans, stating that the team understands how important this game is, especially as they're heading into a little mini break. They want to go into the rest period on a positive.
You think about how many games they've played in a short amount of time, Matt. Then you look at the fact they've got a week off, and it's surprising they've made 7 changes. Their starting lineup from their most recent game. Villarreal knocks it wide. And service wound in front. Cochran makes the catch and collides. Able to hold on. Opening minute of play.
Bravely done by Cochran, and that's been something that Fresno have had trouble with. They find a way to get the ball up into their opponent's half, look like they're on the front foot, and then immediately give up the counterattack.
Turnley to throw, didn't debut until the middle of May. Jasic. Shannon Gomez. Elliott Horde brought down from behind, a whistle from Cooper. And already we've seen Cochran under fire.
This was bravely done by the goalkeeper. Had to come out. Jeff was there. Russell was there as well. He had to be brave as the goalkeeper. Something you don't want to do, as Fresno concede silly free kicks earlier on in the match.
A point of contention from the last couple of games in talking with Adam Smith, the Fresno head coach. Specifically turned them silly fouls, silly free kicks. Service in, dealt with by Kaffa. Marched ahead, crossed by Tainter. Flag had gone up. Cochran on a 1-month loan from Nashville, and we've been told that team is making an effort to extend that another month. It's provided a bit of cover for Kyle Rainish, who started every game to begin the season, until that June 13th affair with Sacramento.
Adam Smith's been really lucky with the goalkeeping situation. It was a worry coming into the season. And at the last moment, he was able to pick up Rainish and able to pick up Cochran, who was a very good goalkeeper in his own right.
Bijev got a touch, and here comes Barrera, who was a fan favorite in Sacramento for years. Overshot Cheney.
See Ellis Hayden as well, trying to get forwards on the attack. A strange abdominal strain that kept him out of the lineup for the longest part of this season. Try as they might, the medical staff couldn't get him right. Finally, he's back. Not entirely match fit. Didn't play the last time out because he played 90 minutes the game before. So we talked to all the coaches in the league. Always talking about the management of the roster, the management of players.
He's knocked down by Cheney. Verhoeven is working on the left tonight. Service across, Barrera rising. Rounds out, Bijev back. Ellis Hayden takes over. Ellis Hayden shedding out the line. Barrera. Argueta lost the handle. Foul by Bijev.
Argueta plays the role of the holding midfielder. Juan Pablo Caffa, he is charged with floating through the midfield. Very much an attacking role. Jeff felt that he had the ball there. Just the initial contact with Barrera is what the foul was, though.
Barrera, that's clever stuff. Ellis Hayden. Second ball not quite as impressive as the first. Goes down, Bijev trying to slide it away. Ricocheted as Matiasic trying to catapult through. Ribeiro has company. Tracking back, Kaffa. Verhoeven backtracking. And you think about the loss of Jamal Johnson for the night. Kyle Rainish, one of the leaders in the back line. And we've spoken often over the course of the season about Juan Pablo Caffa and Pedro Ribeiro and their roles within this team. It only serves to exacerbate the need for a good game for both tonight. This ball winds up the line. Cut inside, Verhoeven's an option. Cheney bounces wide. Still more to be had here off the service by Cooper. Barrera crossing back post. Header is up and over. Cheney finding himself central the early attack for Fresno.
Good to see the movement from Cheney. Wasn't able to time his leap. Goal kick didn't go out of the penalty box. It had to be retaken by Josh Cohen. Cheney, his movement has been improving all season long. Something that he's been charged with by Adam Smith. Rob Earnshaw. And that attack from Barrera from this near sideline. Cheney had to recycle his run, get to the far post. Wasn't able to time his leap to have an effective header. It's good to see Cheney not being static in the box. Daly is down hurt after that challenge on the long clearance.
Daly, one of the former Sacramento guys on this Fresno roster. If you're going to build a winning organization, a good way to do it is go find players that have been with winning organizations. Daly, one of those.
Definitely clash of heads there. one will leave a mark. Iowasa involved.
Daly's been the consummate pro this year. You need him to play right back? Okay. Typically a center back under Jimmy Nielsen and under Preki in previous stops.
With the injury to Ellis Hayden, Daly had to step out to the right back position to be cover. Corey Brown came into the picture and played centrally with.
You know, some hamstrings can last months. It sounded like more of a tweak than.
From turning to his left and finding Iowasa wide open. Or Iowasa turning and finding BJev wide open, I should say.
All the way back to Josh Cohen, who has impressed in a major way so far in Sacramento. Coming up from Phoenix Rising over the offseason. BJev put that in a bad spot. Kaffa! Oh, that was nearly catastrophic, and Kaffa clearly angry still.
Big mistake from Sacramento. Last time these two teams met, Fresno just laid off, didn't put any pressure on the backs. They're not making the same mistake tonight. Great intercept from Kaffa. Snapshot with the outside of the left foot, but can't put it under the crossbar. Cleverly controlled it. Almost looked like he handled it. He didn't, off of the left shoulder in the control.
Oh, good stuff from both teams early in this one. Brought down by Turnley. Serves over the middle. Bounces towards BJev. Kicked away by Ribeiro. Down to Villarreal. BJev took it off the chest. Get to Cheney. Argueta can't maintain. It comes to Villarreal. Iwasa. Big collision. Iwasa goes down. He kept it still. And now Jeremy Hall. On the spin, Ljasic. Now a chance to serve for BJev. Too strong. BJev lofting over Horde, and it'll get out.
Villarreal wanted the ball at the top of the box, but it never came to him. Looking for the crosses. Ribeiro there with the challenge on Iowasa, upending the forward for Sacramento. Could easily have been called a free kick, but wasn't. It looked like Ribeiro has dropped back into the midfield alongside Argueta, allowing Kaffa to roam more freely up the pitch.
From behind from Villarreal. Helps to bring the ball back to Sacramento through the legs of Ellis Hayden, but BJev couldn't carry along further. Blustery from BJev. Ellis Hayden fouled.
Good battle on the sideline between the two players. BJev getting the trailing leg of Ellis Hayden as the right back was trying to find a way up the flank.
In for Fresno could put them tied for 9th. The West, while Sacramento could inch closer to Phoenix and Real Monarchs, but not overtake them. 14th minute of the Highway 99 derby. You know, sometimes you're worried that these things are overblown, but you talk to Adam Smith, and you do get the sense that he cares very much about this Sacramento derby that he hopes will brew over a long period. Verhoeven stiff arms Gomez, now goes to work, gets the cross in, sought Pereira, and now from distance a rip is held by the fence behind the goal.
Good work from Verhoeven. Important header from Turnley. Finds the foot. Of a Fresno player, I think it was Argueta. It was. Just drags his foot across the ball. Powerfully struck, not quite on target.
You see Kaffa dip out of the way of that thing? It's a 99-mile-an-hour fastball to the hip. Kaffa dispossessed. Trying to race through. Mariasic. Cochran. Well, that nearly looked like a mirror image. He's able to hold on the second go.
Good run from Matiasic. The goalkeeper had that covered up. Cheney called for the foul. Undercutting Turnley through that inside right channel. Snapshot. Like Cochran had made that look easy. Gave up the rebound, was able to get it the second time of asking.
Although an interesting decision to put Cochran facing into the sun in the opening half. Typically that's an honor reserved for the opposing goalkeeper.
It may have been that Sacramento won the toss and elected to change ends.
Horde. Villarreal behind Awasa. Knocks it ahead, the turn. Awasa checks back, dispossessed by Del Campo. Pings back to Kaffa. The overlap is on. Charging forward Cooper. Connects with Verhoeven. Cooper can get the ball back, and Hall's there to take on for Sacramento.
Cooper just trying to force the issue there, has to recognize there were 5 white and gray shirts between him and Verhoeven. A bit more patient from the left fullback. Some opportunity to switch the point of attack might have opened itself to him.
Mickey Daly turned it over on his ball, looking forward. Awasa cross field. Hall lost it to Cheney, who's now pushing the issue. Several players converging. Gomez will help track back to Cohen.
Tainter and Rodriguez just good positioning. The 2 central defenders look dangerous for a moment. And they allow Gomez just to come back and nip the ball off the foot of Cheney. Good example there of good pressure cover defense from Sacramento.
Well, we're seeing exactly what Adam Smith told us about. That's Del Campo pushing himself into the attacking half to press the back line of Sacramento. He said, again, as you mentioned earlier, we weren't nearly aggressive enough. We were too kind to Sacramento in the first meeting.
So there were 2 tired teams in the first meeting, and Fresno were too kind and they laid off. And at no time in the match did it feel like Fresno were on terms as far as getting or forcing the issue with Sacramento and the defensive line and making it life difficult for them as far as passing the ball along the back line and pinching over to one side of the pitch and then preventing the entry pass into the midfield area of the field. So far tonight, they've done a much better job in the first 19 minutes of this game as far as making life difficult. That entry pass into the center midfield area has been a lot harder for Sacramento this evening.
Select is the official soccer ball of the United Soccer League. The latest Select products and special offers. Visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders of $50 or more. With Del Campo being attended to by the athletic training staff, a chance for everybody to get a drink in. The Cali Classico is going on tonight. San Jose, Los Angeles Galaxy, the Highway 99 derby ongoing here. So a busy day for professional soccer in the state of California. Both these teams had to stare down the barrel of LAFC in the U.S. Open Cup. Both fell short, although Sacramento had one of the most thrilling USL MLS matches of this season's U.S. Open Cup. Ford waiting to throw in.
Took LAFC right to the limit. USL have certainly made a good showing for themselves in the U.S. Open Cup this year, as they did last.
Cincinnati last year that reached the semifinal. The quarterfinals feature Louisville City FC. Just wished James O'Connor well and sent him packing to Orlando City in MLS. Mariasic pumps the brakes. Bijev striding onto the ball and now cutting inside of Ellis Hayden. Mariasic, dangerous slide in from behind. It had to be timed perfectly, and it was from Cheney. Villarreal, Bijev has a runner coming. Bijev flipped off the ball by Daly.
It's one of those challenges a defender absolutely loves. Come away cleanly with the ball. Send your opposite number sprawling to the turf.
Oh, Ribeiro, that's clever stuff. Now laces it through. Kaffa for Cheney, who slows up, plays the wide man. And now Verhoeven. Good look for Fresno on the break, responding to a recent spell of Sacramento possession.
Just needs a bit more patience there from Verhoeven. Cooper was coming on his outside with the overlap. The youngster elected for the shot, I think. Somewhere between a shot and a cross. In the end, it just goes out for the goal kick. A promising attack coming to nothing.
Hall. Horde in on Cooper. Horde crossing, there's nobody there.
I think the team have really found that killer pass in the attacking third. Sacramento get down the right side quite frequently, but the crosses have gone astray. Fresno as well, they haven't been able to get that entry pass into the penalty box to be dangerous.
Argueta and Villarreal run into one another. First, it looked like all would be well after that challenge. Kaffa getting a talking to.
Touchant talking to the players, settling things down. Matijasic getting his talking to as well.
Wassa opened the barn door. CJ Cochran takes over. He led Oklahoma City after the injury to Cody Lorendi all the way to the USL Western Conference Final against Swope Park Rangers. That only took 11 rounds of penalties. Cheney, Tainter. Well, they're pointing to the corner.
Tainter's feeling very hard done by. He thought he was fouled by Cheney.
Oh, and he's going, I let that ball cross the line. Barrera plays it right in. Slid aside, Ribeiro knocks it back out. Barrera, Bijev rises. Another ball into the mixer, popped up and caught by Cohen. Sacramento was not ready for that.
Not sure that Fresno were quite ready for it. You can see Barrera communicating with Argueta, trying to get in for the short corner. Almost worked out.
Villarreal cutting onto his right, off the post. Bounces towards Iwasa on his left. And it's caught by Cochran. Off the leg of Ellis Hayden in Sacramento. Almost devastating counter.
We've seen it time and time again this season. Fresno at one end are dangerous. And then on the counterattack, they go to sleep and give up a great opportunity.
I think what makes Sacramento so impressive is they can beat you in a lot of ways. They have the talent to do that.
And they have a lot of players that are very comfortable on the ball, technically sound, can pass the ball in and around the box, but then they also have the power and the speed to beat you quickly on the counterattack. We saw it in the opening with Iwasa. And then on the ball, he gets a head of steam up. He is really difficult to pin down as a defender.
Matijasic knocked down. Cochran has to get there. He does. Matijasic trying to test Cochran. Simply had to parry that aside.
Well, that one stung the hands. That was a well-struck shot. Good concentration from Cochran to make sure he got behind the ball. Beautiful skill from Cooper.
Here comes Fresno. Cooper!
Save keeper.
Cohen swipes it over the crossbar.
Oh, it's end-to-end stuff, Mike. This was the hand stinger. Good technique from Cochran. Parries it down. And then here's Cooper. Strong right-footed shot. Nice save by Cohen.
It's a much more traditional corner. Juan Pablo Caffa for Del Campo, knocks it back across the face of goal toward Cheney. Bijev headed towards Cheney. It's caught by Cohen. He yanks it down out of the sky.
He's furious with his defense. Sacramento, they got the head to the ball, but they never cleared the danger. Clever header into Cheney. Clever there by Caffa. He knew exactly what he was doing. Stood stock still. Knew the pressure was coming. He knew that the contact from Rodriguez was going to be there. Wins the free kick. Del Campo keeps the ball alive. Bijev with the defensive header. And great work from Caffa to get that ball back into Cheney. Snap header from number 21 though. Couldn't beat Cohen. Look at the footwork from the goalkeeper. Moving to his left, getting back into the middle of the goal. Calmly holds on to the ball. And then has
Verhoeven. Jeremy Hall. Man against boy. It's Verhoeven to ground. He's gotten the better of a couple of one-on-ones, but Verhoeven is a speedy, clever player. Bijev. Turnley plays it low. Cochran Goes to ground with Iwasa storming the gate.
Iwasa allowed to run free towards the near post. Clever little stop and go movement there from Bijev. Creating some space for himself. Verhoeven, he's been caught in possession a few times tonight. He needs to get rid of the ball quicker.
Kaffa comes to Cheney. Kaffa after it again, and Cheney just could not lift it into his stead. Argueta, a touch from Bijev. The opening half an hour, this match has not disappointed. Ribeiro all the way to Cohen. Jeremy Hall, longtime MLS veteran of over 125 appearances, former first-round draft pick, New York Red Bulls, who's been key in midfield these last couple of years for Sacramento. Gomez lofting it. Ellis Hayden up to the initial task. Bijev flicked aside. Bijev took it back. Turnley. Iwasa can return the favor. Now Villarreal.
Up to the ball.
Maniasic, who hasn't been shy. Really darting stuff offensively from Sacramento, and now Cheney trying to keep it. Goes down, and that's going to be a card. Referee pulling a yellow. Hall is still making an argument.
Well, I think that Gomez is hard done by here. It was a good turn by Cheney. Gomez, certainly I could see the whistle being blown for a foul. Gomez coming from behind Cheney. But for me, that's not a yellow card. Mr. Touchant going to his book.
Yellow card to Shannon Gomez, Sacramento Republic.
Given Cheney's athletic profile, I just think of the four players coming on recovery runs for Sacramento, there could have been a better option there, right?
Yeah, Gomez just dove in. He needs to be a little bit more patient. Understand that there are players in front of Cheney.
Kaffa, Maestro, doesn't show on that effort.
It's difficult with those free kicks that are central in the pitch like that. There's no natural angle for you to use to serve the ball in. Therefore, your attacking runs are pretty much underneath the plate. In the end, Kaffa just serves it too far and easily dealt with.
Good burst. Sailing cross off the roof of the net. Update from elsewhere. Las Vegas has a 2-1 lead over Tulsa. Moved on from David Vaudreuil last week. Found their first win against Galaxy 2.
For more information, please visit our ticket.
Las Vegas among the teams in Fresno's neck of the woods on the table. They scored on a penalty that they actually took straight on. I don't know if you saw what they did with Carlos Alvarez and Samuel Choa, the former Republic player, last week. But they simply kicked the ball aside and had a Choa charge into the box. He hit the post at the death and dropped points.
I was wondering if that was going to be on the not top 10 list of that week.
A lot of people were pointing to old Barcelona highlights and saying, well, you know, when Messi does it, it works out. But
you know, I'm pretty sure that Messi wouldn't have attempted that with the game on the line at the death.
Well, he's got plenty of time to figure it out now. Well, intercepted. Cheney, Barrera. Oh, it was a slicing ball. Cut out by Mitchell Tainter.
Yeah, that penalty kick is one of those that when it works, everybody's talking about it. But when it doesn't, everybody's talking about it. Just wonder what the locker room talk was after the match.
Bijev raises his hand for the ball, and he's played here. Turnley toward Bijev.
I like Bijev, he's a really good player. Beautiful technique, has the ability to stop on a dime and accelerate into any space that is available to him. It's been a great battle between him and Ellis Hayden tonight. Already been mixed up in a few challenges of the physical kind tonight.
By the way, Las Vegas just got another penalty and missed it. No joke. You can't write this stuff. Sacramento looking for their go-ahead goal. Barrera offs it out of harm's way. It was Ochoa, no less. No rest for the weary.
Was it more of a conventional miss than the one we were just talking about?
So Twitter would make me think. Barrera into space. Barrera has a goal, and it's on the goal line and kept out by Cohen. The backspin kept it out of the net.
Let's hear it, Fresno!
Oh, Verhoeven was open on the left. I thought the pass should have gone out there. But Barrera just aims it up and lets fly. Beautifully struck ball, probably moving in the air. Wrong foot's Josh Cohen. Keeper was almost embarrassed.
Well, now Cooper's got his chance. With Verhoeven on the left hand. Cooper trotting in. Crossing. Speared out. Villarreal gives chase. Ribeiro collects and starts the process again. How about this from Danny Barrera trying to stick it to the former club?
Sacramento just back off. Cohen had to retreat to his goal line. That ball was moving. It wasn't directly at the goalkeeper.
This on the ground. Easier work for Cohen this time, isn't it? From Christian Cheney.
Nicely done by Cohen. Well, I said in the open that Fresno had to make the goalkeeper work, and they're doing so tonight. Cohen's had to make 2 or 3 good saves. Not spectacular saves, but they've been good saves.
Nearly a turnover forced. It is collected by Barrera. Lifted up. Collision. Back heel is on. Kaffa rounds the keeper. He put it in. Oh, what a goal. Poetry in motion for Fresno.
Adam Smith said that Fresno would be more aggressive defensively tonight. They win the ball in the midfield. They turn it into offense. The ball goes forward. The little deft back heel flick from Cheney finds the foot of Kaffa, takes it across his body and around the goalkeeper, Cohen. Opens up the goal, and it's an easy finish in the end. All made by the build-up play from the Foxes.
He's thanking one of the right people. Luis Espino's goal in the first meeting between these clubs, 37th minute. Kaffa, 38th minute. This game has been so wide open that to go to halftime at 0-0 was almost unthinkable.
been end-to-end stuff. Chances galore.
Fresno FC goal, 38th minute. Scored by number 10 captain Juan Pablo.
Well done by Fresno. Much more aggressive defensively, winning that ball, forcing the issue, and then changing defense to offense so very quickly.
Wassa slips down. Update from elsewhere, 27,000 plus at Nippert Stadium today. A 2-0 win over Ottawa, who are on the USL Game of the Week next week. Cheney, after it, Tainter pulls away. Ottawa, Indy 11 on Independence Day on ESPNU. And believe it or not, Nippert has now hosted pro soccer in FC Cincinnati for 3 years. They have crossed 1 million through the turnstiles.
It's incredible the support that Cincinnati have. I read that they were top 5 as far as average attendance for all clubs, MLS, USL, in the country.
I think everybody's well aware that Sacramento is a major league sports town and that their time should come. I think anyone who's been following USL and following Sacramento knows the indomitable city is deserving of its call when that day comes. Bijev crossfield. Ribeiro.
Cheney thought he was offside, so didn't make a play on the ball.
I think the bench disagreed.
Oh, good work from Ribeiro, getting back defensively there. I know it went straight back to Sacramento, but big number 9 covered a lot of ground.
Ellis Hayden, 2 runners leading the line. Back heel again, Koffa. Back to Cheney, breaks down for the moment. Argueta knocks it wide, kept alive through Cooper. If that goes off, the building falls apart at the seams. Cooper slides in. Terrific skill on display tonight from both sides.
Oh, imagination. Here's the back heel. Koffa doesn't really like it on his right foot, though. If it had been on his left, I think he would have been swinging his foot through the back of the ball. Little hesitation with the right, took the moment away from number 10. Good work from Cheney, though. In conjunction with Ellis Hayden, finding the captain at the top of the box.
All the race is on. Look at the speed. It's behind Cheney, but he collects and shoots. Cohen is there. And Cheney and Koffa have been tremendous in combination on the night.
Koffa is really feeling it right now.
There are days where you don't quite understand how it all fits together with Juan Pablo Koffa, and then there's nights like tonight.
He's definitely in the zone. Feeling a spring in his step. He accelerated onto that ball. It was a shame that Cheney didn't accelerate as well as the captain did.
What do you say pregame that what we're going to see here is a whole different kettle of fish? Yeah.
Love to have seen Cheney just explode into the box there in support. Allow Koffa to play the ball in front of number 21. And Koffa did really well to find his teammate. It's nice control from Cheney, and the shot challenged the goalkeeper.
Koffa. Like the hidden ball trick. Ellis Hayden. Verhoeven. Cuts through 2 defenders. Ellis Hayden. lofts over everybody, and Shannon Gomez after it. Big collision. Cooper goes down. A yellow card's coming. It'll go to Cooper. Went into Gomez.
Yellow card.
Rodriguez didn't like the challenge from Cooper. 50-50 ball. Both players committed, but it was Cooper with the high boot, making contact with the right peg of Gomez. Medical staff being waved on. There's the high boot.
Check out the latest in Fresno FC merch at FresnoFC.com.
See why the yellow card was given there.
He's saying, look beneath his shin guard.
Where's the 559 at?
Shannon Gomez made a W connection, Trinidad national team, just a couple of caps. Spent a few years with NYCFC. Cooper, the outside back, who's missed a bit of time this year, picks up his third yellow of the season.
Fourth official signals 4 minutes of
4 minutes added time.
4 minutes of stoppage time.
I can't believe we're at the end of the first half. It's flown by.
If that's the case, then you can't believe there's been 4 minutes of stoppage.
I can't. There was a long celebration after the goal, though.
Well, and there was a bit of a knock that required everyone on the field to get a squirt with the water bottle.
Yep.
It's only 97 degrees at kickoff tonight. Adam Smith, in explaining the previous Sacramento game on June 13th against Fresno, said, well, it was hot and humid, and both teams were using some backups. It wasn't two first teams. He knew it was going to be hot again tonight. he knew that was coming. He knew that was part of the equation. That's part of the deal.
When it's summer, it's hot everywhere.
Passed it away from Cheney. Ribeiro.
I'm impressed with Ribeiro the first half. He's played well.
Cooper lofting. Cohen collects, and Cheney. Bit of a knock from the side by Rodriguez.
There's been times I've criticized Ribeiro in that central midfield role that he's employed in tonight. So far in this game, he's done a good job returning into that position.
Jeff sidesteps for Iwasa, who's a bit withdrawn. Villarreal goes down. It's a free kick just outside the box, and a yellow card as well for the trouble.
Well, this is a great spot for Sacramento. It's going to be tough to get the ball up and over the wall and down the other side. This is a great spot. And you see why the foul was called, why the yellow card was issued. The arms were up from Daly. That was a mistake from number 5. And that's one of those silly free kicks given at the top of the box. Adam Smith absolutely hates. Has talked to his team time and time again about giving up. Bijev and Villarreal over the ball.
Smith told us how disappointing was this senior player on his squad. Jamal Johnson picked up a useless first yellow, the second yellow where he's screaming, no, don't do it, you're on a yellow. Daly, one of the senior players, gives it up here. Will it be Villarreal? Punched away by Cochran. Out for a throw. Wonderful from CJ.
It's a wonderful free kick to get that ball on frame from that close, around or over the wall. The goalkeeper a little unconventional the way he made the save, but it was effective nonetheless.
Well, the moves are on. Taken away for a moment. Tainter continuing. Kaffa knocks it back. There's space here on the left-hand channel. Wonderful bit of work to keep that alive. Verhoeven, Cooper, lifting. Cheney pops it up. Tainter is caught by Cohen.
What about the work of Tainter? Just moments ago, he was at the other end of the pitch trying to get into the attacking half third, create an opportunity on frame. Wasn't able to do so. On the counter-attack, he gets back beautifully and heads the ball calmly back to his goalkeeper. An exciting first half of action that sees the home team up a goal, a beautiful goal from Kaffa. That was a really entertaining first half from both teams.
Juan Pablo Kaffa, wonderful goal. All set up by a couple of teammates leading the charge. And a calm, cool, collected finish in front of Fire Squad Fresno, a team that so desperately needs 3 points tonight. They absolutely have to have something. Highway 99 Derby, the back heel from Argueta, the finish by Kaffa, and Fresno, a 1-0 lead at the half. Highlights and stats after this. Halftime at Chuck Chansey Park. It's a good day to bring in icy to the park, if I do say so myself. And Sacramento Republic down in the Highway 99 Derby, 1-0 with Matt Stubbington, Mike Watts. These are the fans that have come out for this affair. We're more than halfway through the Fresno season. At this point, this is game number 19. You look ahead for the group. They've got Timbers 2 on the road, and then they're able to get back into town a little bit. They face Phoenix and Didier Drogba's team. You think about that Timbers 2 game, and they've got 7 days off after this game. Adam Smith said you have to find a way to be able to smile on Sunday, or it's going to be a very long week.
And that's the whole thing about this game tonight, is that they had to find a way to get the job done, and they still got 45 minutes to finish off the deal, but they've had a good start in this first half, and it's going to be a really tough game on the road against Timbers 2, who've really been a surprise this season.
And then that Phoenix team is pretty good.
They are pretty good. It's not just about Didier Drogba. They've got some really good players, and Jason Johnson he's scored some spectacular goals this season.
When you think about the best in the USL, typically you do think about the goals that Phoenix has scored, but that's just the beginning of it. Players in, players out, retirements and more. Coming from week 15, here's the best from around the league.
salute is certainly in the works. Thank you, Marcel. Marcel Schaefer playing it. Can he service one in? Goal! Leon Taylor from Marcel Schaefer.
There's no question we've had our fair share of impressive free kicks this season.
Van Aving off the crossbar and in, and it's 1-0 Reno.
Here comes Malcolm, takes a shot, and he scores! Shane Malcolm off the free kick, puts Switchbacks FC on top.
He lines this up, he's gonna drill it hard. Curling ball, and it's in, it's tied to 2-2. What a free kick.
Really looks interesting. Here is Kuzay curling it! Sensational strike from Kuzay! Enter now, pocket of space. Deflected strike, that's a fantastic save.
Dykstra just rolled through Mark Boston loose in the area.
Left foot, Van Oekel had to come up with the save.
Good build-up play. Wakaso shoots. Great save by Nelson.
Now it's going to be Bajevin, and out sprawled Gomez comes up with a big six.
His face. This is played back across for White. Saved by Crapo.
Zinovic on his left! Seth Zinovic!
Shot on goal, it's in! Cameron Owasso with number 6 on the year.
Cipollani staying with it. Cipollani back across, yes! And how about North Carolina FC?
Got some help. This is a shot that finds the back of the net. Cutler last man back in. It will be Reed who will score again. Reed inside the 18. Left-footed strike, and it's a hat trick. For number 30.
Shot comes on, and Akira able to use his fists.
Omar can't finish. Great save with the left foot there by Marcinkowski.
Plenty of action on ESPN Plus, whether you make it out to the game or not. East Coast, West Coast, plenty of action in the USL. All 33 teams in action over the next 10 to 14 days. We'll take a look around some of the important things going on in this league. It's halftime between Fresno and Sacramento, 1-0 lead for the home side in the Highway 99 Derby. A look at some news and notes from around the USL and coaching changes. Bird is the word. Out goes James O'Connor. He's going to Orlando City. Lee Kalashaw stepping down, and out west, Tulsa Roughnecks moving David Vaudreuil, who was one of the candidates for Coach of the Year last year.
Oh, they had to make a change. Things were not going well for Tulsa, and they did make the change. They were able to get a win in the week, and so maybe that is the right move that they decided to make, bring in the new coach on board and see if they can get going in the right direction. It's been a really rough start to this 2018 season for Tulsa Roughnecks.
And one of those late game heroic 90-minute plus goals scored by Wallfall by St. Louis in a 2-2 draw against Sacramento. They've been on the wrong end of it. They hope now in week 16 they can be on the right side of the late game theatrics. A look at the team of the week in the United Soccer League. Nigel Reed and Ottawa Fury are going to be on the USL Game of the Week on ESPNU on Wednesday, July the 4th. He leads the front line for Ottawa. Mkosana has scored again. Now West Hopino leading a Reno side that's trying to keep their 12-match unbeaten streak alive.
Everybody's playing so well. There's nothing lucky about what Mkosano's doing. That he's playing really well. 5 goals, 2 last week against the Rowdies. Aiden Quinn for Orange County, he had a goal and 2 assists against Tulsa, and that was a 6-1 drumming of the Roughnecks, which led to the sacking of David Vaudreuil. So he was a really huge part of that, Aiden Quinn, in that standout win for Orange County last week.
Let's take a look at some big games that are going on in the United Soccer League. This between now and July the 4th. LA Galaxy 2 and Seattle, both below the playoff line, but significance to the Fresno crowd. Orange County a little bit closer to Sacramento. They're above the playoff line, taking on Switchbacks FC. And then Reno and Real Monarchs has quickly become one of the highlight games of the week.
Will be a huge game between Reno and Real Monarchs. Real Monarchs trying to find a way to run away and hide from Phoenix, but they're not able to do so. Just 2 points separating those two teams coming into action today. And Reno want to find a way to get the job done at home on Tuesday night.
And if you think San Antonio and OKC sounds like a great game to watch, you can watch it on ESPN Plus, and then in a couple of weeks, it'll be on ESPN News as well. So fans from Herbs Indomita have made their way up. Sac Republic and Fresno at halftime, and it's Juan Pablo Campa with one of Fresno's best goals of the year to take the advantage. We'll look back at the half that was after this.
From the north.
Awesome, everyone give it up for my friend here. He is taking home.
Busy day in the USL and some big results that'll reverberate. Fresno's hoping this is one of those. As at Chuck Chancellor Park, they've got a 1-0 lead at halftime over their California rivals, Sacramento Republic. First half highlights, Matt Stubbington, Mike Watts alongside, and this is a game that was wide open from the outset.
It was end-to-end stuff. Cheney trying to get on the end of the Barrera cross. Was able to do so, but not able to leap high enough to put the one under the crossbar. And talked to Adam Smith, and he said that they were going to be a lot more aggressive with Fresno defensively. And this was an effort from Campa, the captain. Nice control. The ball back from Bijev was not a good one. And the captain wasn't able to put it on net. And Argueta on that effort was just wide. Cooper, the left fullback, he got a head of steam up. He stung the hands of Cohen. Great save from the goalkeeper. Right-footed drive. The goalkeeper to his right makes the fine save.
Attack would continue through Fresno. This back-heeled by Argueta finds Campa, rounds the keeper. 38th minute, a 1-0 lead.
Oh, nice touch there from Ribeiro. Nice little touch from Argueta. The control from Campa to take it around the goalkeeper. Gives himself an open net. Easy finish. And the captain celebrates with the fans, and well he might. There was a beautifully worked goal. Ribeiro, Argueta, and then Campa to finish. Beautifully done.
Fresno making 7 changes from their disappointing loss last time out to Real Monarchs. And in the opening half, a lot of the statistics are even, but they kept pace with one of the best teams in the USL.
They definitely did. Sacramento really are a difficult team to play against. Lots of technical ability in and around the box. They've had their opportunities, but what's impressive for Fresno today, we know they take a lot of shots, but importantly, they've put 6 of those on target. They're making Josh Cohen work. Last time these two teams met, they had 17 shots for the game and only 6 on target in the entire 90 minutes, and they've matched that in the first 45 minutes of this match. That'll be something very positive for Adam Smith to talk about at halftime.
So Fresno 1-0 lead at halftime, and well, Josh Cohen is known for making stops when called upon. You don't want to be Fabian Serta. Certainly, things have not gone all so well, but you look at coming into the game, Josh Cohen adding to his number and climbing potentially into second on the night with his effort here this evening.
Josh Cohen, we know he's a fantastic goalkeeper. You look at Andre Rawls, he's got 55 saves, but he's also got 7 clean sheets, which means that his team's playing pretty well in front of him. Serta, you got to feel for the guy. I mean, he's played so well, he's made some fantastic saves, but what's been going on in front of him has not been good, and he basically was distraught after that 6-1 drumming against Orange County last week, and it's good to see that Tulsa were able to find a way to win a match and see if they can go in a more positive direction for Serta and the Roughnecks.
You know, Matt, we spoke with the coach this week. We've heard from players this week. There's a great knowledge among this group that the longer you let this string out without picking up wins, without important games at home going your way, you run the risk of alienating fans. Surely they came out tonight well aware that this was an important match for the franchise going into a road swing to make sure that you don't come back 20 matches into the season, see things evaporate. At bare minimum, you've shown that you can play with a Sacramento group that views themselves, rightfully so, as championship contenders this year.
That's the one thing with Fresno that the fans have been able to hang their hats on, is that no matter what the results, Fresno have competed in every game this season and have played some entertaining soccer, and that's so important to keep this great fan base on board going on into the season. This team, though, they're good enough to find their way into the playoff picture. We hear coaches say, winning is a habit, losing is a habit. They just have to find that winning habit, and they need to do it quickly because we're past that halfway point of the year.
Sacramento possesses first. Hoop jerseys on. It's the blue home kits for Fresno. Ball sneaks by for Hoven. Shannon Gomez playing on a yellow card to begin the second half of play. Star number 16 of the season. Dynamic outside back. Flipped down by Awasa. Daly forward for Kaffa. Barrera. Nice idea. Blossoming through Kaffa. Ribeiro. Kaffa trying to curl it around and missed the target.
Nice imagination. We've seen imagination throughout this match at both ends. Kaffa again. Creative at the top of the box. Opened up because of the movement from Ellis Hayden down the right channel.
It's Cooper putting on the moves, lofting to the back post, and for Cohen, easy pickings.
There needs to be a run in front across the face of the goalkeeper there, but it wasn't forthcoming from either Cheney or from Kaffa. Got to give credit to Gomez, forcing the issue with Cooper and forcing the Scotsman to cross it from a lot deeper than he would have liked to.
Kept alive, and now Cheney! Ricochets off the back wall and back into play. Christian Cheney's had a busy evening.
Needs to be more involved, and is being able to do that because Kaffa is up there with him.
Boy, if this comes off, it'll be brilliant. Gomez serves it across. Well, it might be brilliant nonetheless.
I'm sure Daly knew exactly where that clearing header was going.
Jasic. Bouncing ball, tough to handle. Lifted toward the byline, holds up on the field. Ribeiro charging away with Tainter behind him. Villarreal gives chase. Ribeiro muscled, tugged, and fouled.
Pretty easy call there from Mr. Touchant. The arm of Villarreal on the shoulder of Ribeiro. Trying to pull the taller man backwards. Ribeiro's played really well tonight. He got that yellow card suspension. He stepped out of the lineup because of it. So Kaffa was moved back into the midfield area. Algata and Cesares were playing alongside Kaffa, and that allowed those two players to have a better understanding of their defensive roles. And then when Ribeiro came back in, because of the improved understanding of what Argueta and Cesares were able to do, or being asked to do, it gave some more freedom to Ribeiro. Consequently, the spacing of the central midfielders have been a lot better for Fresno.
Wassa goes down, squeezed by Ellis Hayden. Del Campo. Back heel from Kaffa, kept that in play, and now Cheney, leading ball. Gomez stabs at it, launches it over the touchline.
Nice cover from Gomez. Rodriguez was all over Cheney.
Like the USL on Facebook to get the league's best content delivered to you.
Stood up by Kaffa. Villarreal kicked away from him, right into Bijev. Ribeiro. I think that's unintentional, but the referee is unimpressed by that ball aimed right at him.
Strong challenge there. Villarreal thought he was fouled by Ellis Hayden. Ribeiro got on the end of it. It was rugby tackled. The foul that went Fresno's way.
The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date. News, live game updates, highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow along at USL on Twitter. Well, it's Barrera on the restart. Launching to the back post. Del Campo knocks it across, popped up, setting up a bicycle kick that's caught by Cohen. And Cheney trying to cycle that from a long way out.
The referee blew the whistle, I think, for a dangerous play against Cheney. Surprised he didn't call a foul there on Ellis Hayden.
Paul, heavy touch. Cheney trying to break through. And now the shot is wide from Ellis Hayden.
El Campo keeping things alive. Cheney to himself. And that's why the whistle went. Players around Cheney when he went for the spectacular. Ellis Hayden and Cheney, a subsequent attack, getting in each other's way.
Iwasa breaking into the area, slips it through, intercepted.
Good job there from Daly, anticipating where the pass was going. Iwasa under a lot of pressure from Cooper, wasn't able to get the ball where he intended more quickly.
Simon Elliott's team looking to overcome what was a disappointing final result against St. Louis last time out, one where they felt they had a handle on the game for 75 minutes. Bijev comes through, shooting, save. Cochran with his feet. Horde was there. Recollect. Gomez looking to wind the clock up again. Gomez cutting it across. Gomez in again. Try and keep the ball.
Good job from Cheney to get to the strong side of the field. Be an outlet pass for Cooper. Wasn't able to do a lot with it in the end and smartly put it out for the throw-in to give Fresno a moment to catch their breath. was a huge moment. Bijev with his shot, testing the goalkeeper.
Barrera went in, won the ball for Fresno.
It looked like Ellis Hayden had actually won that ball, but somehow Bijev stuck with it, got into the penalty area, and it was a really well saved ball from Cochran.
Ribeiro flies to ground. He should be familiar to Sacramento fans. Played in the 2014 USL Cup final with Harrisburg. Verhoeven pirouetting. Wassa right in the middle of a passing lane. Barrera trying to sneak around Bijev. Rodriguez. And Cheney just would not let that go. He was in an offside position from the get-go.
He got talked to by the coaching staff. Had a moment in the first half where he thought he was offside. Adam Smith was playing the whistle. The youngster learned his lesson.
Fool me once. Let's slide in. A couple of Sacramento players converge. Kaffa cradles it ahead. The overlap, ball for Cheney. Cut right back out. Ellis Hayden will watch it across the byline for a corner.
Fresno are really trying to be more aggressive, more positive throughout this match. Free kick taken quickly. Ellis Hayden down the right flank. Cheney was there. Good stop in the end by Rodriguez. Out for the corner kick.
Kaffa swings it in toward Daly. Bijev won the header. Verhoeven. Cohen able to snatch this. And an excellent restart the other way. Mariasic. Bijev with speed, but Cochran wise to the counter. A Sacramento team that's allowed now just 18 goals this year. Upper half of the conference. Stingy as they come. Touched along. Geta ran out of real estate. Horde. Nice extra header to set up Bijev, who serves. Horde is there, headed toward the post. And palmed back in by Cochran.
Cochran well advised to slow things down a little bit. It's getting a bit frantic end to end as we saw in the first 45 minutes. You don't really want to get this into a track meet. Rodriguez is down.
Cheney couldn't hold the ball. Gomez is looking. Woo. Boy, Ribeiro took that right to the noggin. You see Simon Elliott there, former New Zealand national teamer, played with Fulham. A couple of teams in MLS, including San Jose and Los Angeles and Chivas. USA, of course. Good on everybody for letting that simmer for a moment.
And Rivero just needed to catch his breath.
Mariasic. Flag was up for offside on that threaded ball. over to Gomez. Mariasic was held up.
Push in the back there from Del Campo.
Get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL by following the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Iwasa, 3 players converge. Daly knocked the ball away. Cheney, the lone target man. That's Rodriguez again, who's gotten the brunt of the challenge. He's really been injured the vast majority of the last couple of years, including a broken ankle last year in preseason.
Clumsy challenge between the 2 players. Rodriguez getting the benefit of the doubt from the referee.
Bijev returns to Mariasic. Slovenian returns. Turned over on the square ball. Verhoeven driving into space. Rounds Bijev. Steers it to Barrera. Further now for Kaffa. Barrera short-armed it. Horde. A handful of Sacramento players coming in a wave. Rodriguez will open up a bit of space. And now, Iwasa outside. Horde has options. Horde serving back post. And wafted well out of play.
Fans, remember to visit the Fresno FC team store located in the
Mariasic, as we saw earlier from Cheney, going for the magnificent.
Played out to Horde, measures the cross. Mariasic wasn't able to complete the spectacular, moving backwards away from goal. Would have been, was a very difficult skill. Wasn't able to complete it. Just goes to show how dangerous Sacramento can be. Move the ball quickly. 1 or 2 touch passing. Great rhythm to the way they play when they're going forwards. Fresno at times, they're just holding on to the ball a little bit too long. Taking some of the passing options away from themselves. So Cheney there beats one player. Wasn't able to get past Hall.
Steered down to Mariasic. Hall. Gomez. Making his run in. Horde has the support. Rodriguez. Players weaving around one another. Iwasa slipping through. And no deflection on the way from Mariasic, or perhaps it's by Cochran.
Fresno are fortunate. A lot of players for Sacramento joined that attack, including the central defender, Rodriguez. At times, the Foxes were not following the runs that were being made.
Turned over. And Barrera out in front. Kaffa, back heel. Cheney! Oh, he's going to want that one back.
Just snatched his shot a little bit. Good counterattack by the Foxes. Good pressure from Argueta. He thought about the shot, saw Kaffa out the back of his corner of his eye. Kaffa couldn't pull the trigger for the shot. Cheney just let that ball go across his body a little bit too much. snatched his shot high and wide of Cohen's net. Cheney be putting some pressure on himself. Missed a couple of sitters last week against Colorado.
Gomez, Horde running down the middle, has slowed his run. Jasic brought down by Verhoeven. All the way to Cochran. How well do you know the USL? Test your knowledge. USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every Tuesday. Win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice. There's a local beat writer every week. There's Nicholas Murray, and there's the guy who's currently leading, along with the fan votes.
Who's the guy currently leading, Mike?
Hey. It's another good week in my book. I am proudly not offering a pick on this game. That's for everybody's benefit.
2018 mini plans are now available at a flex option. Choose any 5 matches of your choice, starting at only $70. For more information,
Ellis Hayden
visit our ticket experts on the concourse.
showing good burst 66 minutes into the match.
Need to be some better movement from Kaffa and from Cheney there. They basically were just running alongside each other. Needs to be some variation in their run. One go near, one go far. Give a better target for Ellis Hayden.
Rodriguez running away with that select ball.
It's a good ball.
Well, he's not going to get free shipping if he just steals that one. He's got to make an order of $50 or more. Hall strewn aside.
That's a clumsy challenge from Argueta. I'm surprised he didn't go in the book for that one.
Argueta, who's been rather central to Fresno's success on the night. Cooper Wiley by Horde. And there's Ribeiro. Ribeiro slicing across. It's behind everybody off the deflection. Barrera collects. Kaffa sidesteps. Pressure, shoots, and curls it over the crossbar.
And this opens up because of the overlapping run of Ellis Hayden. Certainly has to make sure he pays attention to that overlapping run, hesitates for a moment, allows Kaffa to come inside.
Jasic goes back to Cohen. If you're looking for another reason to get ESPN Plus, I think the Cali Classico is heating up still between San Jose and LA Galaxy. 3 goals apiece now. Oh. Good night for the game in the Golden State, to be sure. Espino and Nishaw are standing by the 4th official to come in. Played ahead, Cheney brings it down with class. Big collision. Fresno would have been a lot better off if that ends up being a foul in their direction. In the end, it ends up being a foul against Cheney. Wilson Nishaw will come on, his third year in Sacramento. And enough for Villian Bijev. So it appeared at first. Elliot Horde is coming off. Sub that, to be fair, makes a bit more sense. Well, there's Bijev and Horde. Both on the bench. There we go. Now it's more clear. Espino right into the game. Laid it in front. Ricochets away from Villarreal for a corner.
Doesn't get any easier for Fresno. Espino and Nishaw coming into the match. Two dangerous players. A little surprised though that Bijev went to the bench.
Service is just over the top of Tainter. Which doesn't mean Nishaw can't make something of it. Bijev didn't look like he was running out of gas, but you never do know all that's going on. Matijasic comes toward Espino. Cochran is shouting to kick this thing the other way.
Gomez is impressed. Right fullback for Sacramento. Played well.
Substitution, Sacramento Republic.
Simon Elliott's not happy about something. Turns away from the field in disgust, not happy with something his team's not doing.
Coming in, Wilson Nisha and Luis Espino.
Chiva Cuevas has moved over to the Fresno side of the fourth official. Flag is up against Gomez. And subs on the way.
Substitutions, Fresno FC.
Verhoeven comes off.
Coming in number 12, Jose
Cuevas, Fresno fan favorite. Christian Cheney comes off. Teu comes in.
I think Cheney and Verhoeven will be a little frustrated with their night. They've both put in a good shift, but Verhoeven at times held on to the ball too long, got caught in possession too many times. And Cheney, he's put in a good shift, but he'll be frustrated he hasn't found a way onto the score sheet. He's had some really good opportunities. Week in, week out, though, he continues to improve, and I think it's because of, a large part because players like Teo have come into the picture, and they have to improve the forwards for Fresno, or they're not going to get the playing time.
Adam Smith told us that competition was the key factor in bringing Teu in. He thinks Teu can be a goal scorer for them, especially as he comes off an indoor season and a bit of time in the PDL with Wichita. As Cohen will go over and collect, but if it makes Cheney better, so be it.
It's all about making your team better, and there's nothing better to improve your team than healthy competition in the squad.
Space on the wing if Gomez could find it, but Chiva Cuevas closing down. Teu is off to the races, but he committed a foul in the process, and Rodriguez goes to ground.
The crowd don't like it. Rodriguez asking for some attention. Ball play forwards by Ribeiro. Certainly with some contact there.
Last chance to get your Fresno FC season tickets and join the originals. Season tickets starting at $120 for all the remaining matches, including our friendlies. Contact our ticket experts at the sales table today on the concourse.
Well, you hear it in the stadium, the public address announcer making note to it. The originals is about to run out. Time to get season tickets for Fresno's remaining home games and get that original scarf that you give to the first season ticket holders in franchise history. There's another look at that, and that seems a bit more clear.
Definitely was contact. Teo will feel certainly hard done by. You can see why the foul was called, though. Rodriguez seems to be okay. There was some attention to the right knee. Always worry when players have feet planted and rotating like that.
Well, and also, he's not Frank the Tricycle, he's Frank the Tank. Teo runs into anybody, and it's not a good look.
It is not a good look.
He came into San Antonio 2 years ago when their expansion season was right on the cusp of the playoffs and became one of their leading goal scorers down the stretch of that season. Everyone's looking around going, who is this guy? The restart, Teo in pursuit. Became somewhat of a cult legend in San Antonio for that short time. This ball ripped from distance, and Cochran yanks it in as he dives to his right.
Really important save there from Cochran. Good technique from the keeper down to his right.
Koffa trying to combine with Teo, goes over the top of Rodriguez. I like this guy. Spent some time in Richmond last year, a mountaineer out of West Virginia. This guy's bided his time, truth be told. Played futsal for the U.S. national team in CONCACAF events.
Definition of the journeyman. Played indoor, played outdoor, played futsal. Very important save there from Cochran. Through traffic, down quickly to his right. Was definitely going in inside that right-hand post. These free kicks are very important now for both teams, but particularly for Fresno. Find a way to challenge Josh Cohen in goal for Sacramento.
Cuevas. Too easy for Josh Cohen.
Said you have to challenge him, not give him catching practice.
Iwasa. Couldn't spray that forward. Iwasa, ill-fated stint with Sporting Kansas City last year. Iwasa lofts this too far. Part of a 2016 team that won the Western Conference outright in the regular season. And went away, has returned and refound his scoring touch after a bit of an injury-plagued year split between SKC and Swope Park Rangers.
A little bit of frustration there from Iwasa in that effort. Moments where Sacramento have threatened to get behind Fresno. So far the back four have stayed pretty strong for the Foxes.
Hall's upset. Shove from Romero. Cuevas comes in. Argueta goes to ground. Finally, the jumping bean makes its way back to Cochran.
That wasn't the best soccer that we've seen from either team in that little interchange.
I think for Fresno right now, 2 wins the last 14. Going back to the 31st of March. A team that has been confident all year that they can compete with anybody, but some late results falling by the wayside, points littered on the early stages of their schedule that they hope don't haunt them later. A group that's growing under Adam Smith, one that's made changes to their roster in an effort to revitalize an expansion team that's, well, not supposed to blow everybody away yet. It's supposed to take time. Adam Moffett, come on. Rodriguez was tossed all over the field tonight. Really difficult stint.
Received treatment after that, following that challenge from Teo.
Stop by the courtesy booth or the ticket office window on the concourse tonight.
Fresno talked about this before the game, Mike, that in games decided by 1 goal, they're 2-7 on the season. If they could find a way to get those games to a tie, then, or find a way to win those games, then they would probably be in the playoff picture right now.
They would. And naturally, easier said than done.
Well, it is, but again, you look at the game last week where they gave up the free kick late. 86th, 87th minute, give up a silly free kick at the top of the box. And certainly that it has to be executed, but you have to find a way to not make those mental errors. And they've done it a few times this season, as you've said.
Cesaris comes on 4 years in Sacramento. He started just 1 game, 2014, when they won the title. Last year started 29. Kaffa will hand the armband off to Ribeiro. His work's done tonight, and the goal he scored will probably be on ESPN at the end of the night. USL already tweeting SC Top 10 for it.
Certainly a beautiful goal, well taken by the number 10. Interesting that Ribeiro has been given the captain's armband. That speaks volumes as to how well he's played tonight, I think.
Teu. Cooper trying to lace it back. Teu trying to go around. Free kick just outside the area.
Felt like that was going nowhere. But somehow, some way, Cooper and Teo were able to keep things alive. Hall just leaving that trailing leg dangling out there. Teo going over. Easy call for Mr. Touchon.
This is where the Germans. This is where their World Cup went on to life support for a brief amount of time. Chiva Cuevas pulls that off. Well, here we go. Cuevas punched aside by Cohen. Gomez firing that thing out. Teu hampered from the side by Hall. Barrera over the top. Cuevas trying to knock it further.
Tell you what, that was a pretty good free kick from Cuevas. That was a dangerous effort. Goetz's going to talk himself into the book again if he's not careful.
Kaffa came out. He was our El Mexicano man of the match. The captain with, well, a goal for the Fresno Ages.
That was a really well-worked goal. Ribeiro with a one-touch to Argueta. Argueta with the back heel. And then Kaffa with the composure to take it around Cohen and put it into the back of the net.
By the way, Reno's Jerry Van Avike made SportsCenter Top 10 and later said, I didn't know what SportsCenter was. He goes, I hear it's a pretty big deal. I mean, if you're on Scott Van Pelt Sports Center, it is a big deal. Well, anywho. Moffitt over the top. Tried to steer that on target.
Well, you make fun of me for not knowing some of your pop culture references, but at least I know what Sports Center is.
Hey, he's 12 unbeaten right now. I don't know that anything can take him down a peg. Reno and Portland on level terms early in the second half of play, as those two teams a bit closer to Sacramento at the present moment in the standings. Tainter under pressure. Teu admits the foul with over 5 minutes to play. Both teams have burned all 3 substitutes at this point.
Hall has stepped back into the defensive role. Inside Tainter. Simon Elliott trying to push Moffitt further up the pitch. Get something going in the midfield.
When Rodriguez struggled with fitness, it was Hall who dropped into center back, primarily known with this team as a holding midfielder, but this is a role he's capable in, and surely he's got a better range of passing than the young Carlos Rodriguez.
Point where Fresno have to keep the aggression going forwards. It's worked all game. Don't allow those easy entry passes into the midfield or make silly mistakes like that, Mr. Ribeiro. Clumsy challenge. Hall doesn't like it. Tiasic goes to ground, and the yellow card is out. And the newly anointed captain, Ribeiro, will go into the book.
Sixth time that Ribeiro has gotten a yellow card this year. And Jeremy Hall, a yellow card.
That's good from the referee there, just calming things down. Ribeiro, he's a tall chap, doesn't stop very easily sometimes. And Hall kicked the ball at Ribeiro, and that's why he got the yellow card following the foul.
That is Hall's 5th yellow card, but he's not listed on the disciplinary report. So at some point he went 5 consecutive games without and had 1 absolved.
Nicely done.
He gets to play against Tulsa next week. Anywho, if he want, well, you know, if they want. Hall the restart. Shaw will throw for Sacramento. Host Tulsa, then at Portland, at Seattle, host Reno the next set. Beg your pardon, I'm a bit behind on the set coming up for Sacramento. That's caught.
Well done by Cochran.
They host Real Monarchs. I'm on the wrong side of the table here. 7-7, and then at Colorado Springs, and then they host OKC. So Hall, a much more important addition to the Real Monarchs equation. Hall will knot it back. Cohen on the restart up the field. And Sacramento looking for a late equalizer. Away with a road point.
Get the latest news on all things Fresno FC at FresnoFC.com.
Espino. Adiasic. He's holding something, Argueta is, in that left hand.
He has some strapping on his wrist. It's come undone. Throws it to the turf.
Gomez. Ball steered into the middle of the 18, and Ribeiro has Teyu out in the open now. Teyu can put this one away for Fresno. Teyu! Ay, ay, ay. He missed it wide.
Had too much time to think about it. He was in acres of space. Just ran out of ideas the closer he got to Josh Cohen. Didn't have the composure of Kaffa to take it around the goalkeeper. Alice Hayden commits a silly foul on the far sideline there, and he's going to go into the book. Yet another yellow card for Fresno.
4 players on the field for Fresno now already booked, and here's Teyu on the breakaway.
It's great strength, holds off the challenge. Just needed to slow it down a little bit. Felt the pressure of Turnley coming from his right. Was forced to his left. Just needed to slow it down a little bit and dribble the ball across his body and finish with his left foot. In the end, snapped his opportunity with the right and put it well wide.
Alice Hayden into the book, and we've reached the 90th minute. Adiasic. Oh, we're due for something special here at the end, one way or the other. Cuevas, the runner, is pushing his way forward. Cesares, the former Sacramento man. Barrera, former teammate with the Republic. 5 minutes of added time. That square ball is intercepted. Espino goes to ground. Oy, yellow card to Argueta.
Referee's report is going to be a long one tonight.
That's 7 total yellows in the game. I don't think it's really been that physical a game.
Hasn't been too bad, but moments like that, Espino has the ball and Argueta just clumsy in the challenge. Although I'd argue Espino went to ground very easily.
Tonight's attendance, 4,571. 4,571 people.
Adiasic. Tainter. Teyu trying to lob all the way! Oh, he made up for it in the most incredible of fashions! Oh, come on! Oh!
He had too much time to think about the last effort. This time he didn't think at all. He looked up, saw where Cohen was, and just hit it.
First goal for Fresno for Frank the Tank Teyu.
Ball is cleared. He's 20 yards inside his own half. Cohen despairingly just watches it into the back of the net. Knows that the 3 points have gone. And why not take your shirt off for that? Why not get a yellow card? That was pretty special.
He becomes the 6th player on the field for Fresno to play the game out on a yellow. And Fresno's made it special here at the end of the night.
I don't think Kaffa's goal is going to be in the top 10 tonight.
Still time for Sacramento. Teyu. Gosh, he misses the world's biggest sitter and then drills a 70-yard.
It's the second time he's actually made me laugh from a 5-foot on goal. In his debut, he hit one off of both posts behind the goalkeeper, and it ended up at the keeper's feet.
Moffitt can't bring it down. Full game highlights and stats coming up post game on ESPN Plus and on your local Fresno affiliate.
Now you talk about a backbreaker. That one by Teo really was it.
Hall knocks it ahead. Second ever meeting between these two clubs. Sacramento took the first. Fresno takes the second, or so it appears. And it'll be off to Papa Murphy's Park in Sacramento for the rubber match on August the 4th. And for Fresno, they needed a reason to smile before they went to the break. It's all we heard all week. I think they found it. For Sacramento, they came in here, played a game wide open, had their looks. Service across. Cooper nods it out.
Well, it's been end-to-end stuff. Imagination in the attacking third for both teams.
Service to the near post. Moffitt a look. Awasa knocks it wide. We'll do another corner. Moffitt got a look to that. Cochran will hold on to his clean sheet. Both hands.
Fresno made some noise.
Back to Teu. A late save from Cohen to deny Teu. Another one.
That was a special save from Cohen. He's not giving credit for it.
Full time. 2 goals straight from the spectacular for Fresno Football Club, and they've won game 2 in the Highway 99 Derby. A massive 3 points for the home side as Sacramento skids to their 4th consecutive without a win. Well, he'll remember tonight.
It was a special, special moment for Teo. Had a great moment from 70 yards out to get the second goal, the icing on the cake for Fresno. Victorious tonight, 2-0. We'll be back with highlights and stats right after this.
Fuego dances, blue smoke bellows out of Fire Squad Fresno, and Sacramento Republic go home without a point tonight The number 3 team. What is he doing? All right, well, anywho, it's 2-0 Fresno full-time. Back with Matt Stubbington, Mike Watts alongside. And we look at our full-time highlights from this affair. And this game was so wide open that it felt like one team had to find a goal in the first half.
It was a brilliantly wide open game, end-to-end stuff. This was in the first half. Kaffa's first opportunity, the missed back pass from Bijev. And Kaffa couldn't find a way to put it on frame. This from Cooper, he put it on frame. Fine save from Cohen, the goalkeeper. And it just kept going forwards from there. Ribeiro with a nice touch forwards to Argueta. Argueta with the back heel flick. And then calmness from the captain. Lovely first touch with the left foot. Finishes it with the left foot. Beautifully done from Kaffa. 1-0 at the break for the home team.
Whole different kettle of fish, that Juan Pablo Kaffa. That goal comes in the 38th minute, his 4th of the season. Fresno looking for spectacular tonight. Not this time for Janey.
He couldn't get it done for that effort. It's actually whistled for a dangerous play. But he was really busy around the box, had this opportunity, one that he would want back. It was a difficult one across his body, moving away from the target. But again, just another example of the fine imagination that both teams had around the box. This was a save from Cochran, beautifully done down to his right, maintaining the 1-goal advantage at that point in the game. Then Teo, the substitute, comes in. He's wide open. He's sprinting towards the goal. Can he finish? No, he can't. He puts it wide with the right foot. Had too much time to think about it. Good job from Turnley to come back, to put the pressure on the player and make the effort difficult. So what does Teo do? He says, well, I can't score the easy ones. I'll go for the hard one from 70 yards out. He does, Cohen. Cohen knows he's beaten despairingly into the back of the net. And Teo just shows off his physique. Says, why not get a yellow card for that effort? I think I might be on the top 10 tonight.
Yeah, I'll guarantee it. Here's the full-time stats. We talked about 17 shots and no goals for Fresno in the first meeting. So they up at 20 shots in the second meeting between these two clubs. And for Sacramento, a lot of things right, but the finishing product was just never there.
It wasn't. They weren't able to find that killer pass in the attacking third for Sacramento. So you got to credit the back four for Fresno for negating that tonight. But both squads showed great imagination around the box. And the pleasing thing for me looking at the shots is, 20 shots for Fresno, but 8 of them on target. That means that they are doing a much better job of finding ways to challenge the opposition goalkeeper.
Sacramento still in third place in the Western Conference. Fresno moving within a couple points of the 8th and final playoff position past the midway point of the season. It was a night for the spectacular. For producer Roberto Fernandez, director Brian Navarro, Jose Bueso, Matt Stubbington, Mike Watts saying thanks so much for watching. Frank Teu from 70 yards away, Juan Pablo Kaffa from 7. It finishes Fresno 2, Sacramento 0. Have a good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.